Hi folks, Anders here. Welcome to another motorhome update. Firstly, we've actually come up with a name. I think finally we've settled on Herb. Not Herbie, but Herb. So yeah, welcome to Herb. Hetty didn't quite suit. We thought maybe Hugo, but we've kind of settled on Herb. So yeah, big exciting news. Passed the MOT. Happy days. Didn't pass the first time. It had a problem with just a few problems with it. There was the CV boot needed sorting. One of the suspension bushes needed sorting. There was the windscreen squirty thing wasn't working, so I replaced that. The headlights weren't working properly, so they just needed adjusting, tilting down, and the battery wasn't secure. And that was the only things that it actually failed on. So I found a guy who was relatively local who could do it. 120 quid to do the CV and to do the suspension bushing, and then took it back to the test centre and it's passed. In the meantime, I had an issue. When I drove it to the test centre for its MOT, there was a rattle, quite a loud rattle, and I could not figure out what it was. I thought maybe CV boot, which is obviously one of the things I have a problem with, and yeah, it was just getting worse and worse. It was more prolific when steering left, but then it just got worse and worse and worse and worse, and then to the point where I got it back here and I couldn't get the engine turned over at all. It was squealing and all sorts. So big thank you to my friend Tim, who's also got one of these Contikis, who recommended me to Tom, who was over this way looking at a Contiki, oddly enough, and we figured it out. And all it was I will show you this bolt here, which is for the air pump, had come loose. Well, all of the bolts that are for the air pump had come loose, which is right at the bottom of the engine block. I'm still going to get that back in, but that bolt had come loose, and then it had wedged it between the chassis, not the chassis, the engine block and part of the chassis, and it was just making an almighty rattle. So thank you, Tom, for figuring that out, because I was completely clueless and it could have been a very expensive problem otherwise. The only other issue that I had was the horn wasn't working. So horn in the front here, I just take the panel off because it's not fixed on at the moment. It just wasn't working, it wasn't connecting, like you're pressing it and nothing would work on it. So I bypass the horn, and there's now a switch there where the horn is bypassed, which is perfectly road legal, and it passed its MOT on it. You'll have to excuse me, I have a rotten cold at the moment. So aside from that, progress has been made actually kitting it out. I don't know, I think the last video I showed that the seats were in. Since then we have wallpapered all here. All this bottom end here has been painted. I've just fitted this new trim along there today, which is just taped on. Noisy motorbike for now, but that's been put on with some hard as nails. No leaks. We had some rain the other day, so happy times. The cupboard in here is all framed out. I think I showed that in the last video. Progress is progressing. We've got new curtains to fit. So I've also redone the trim for around here. As you can see, I've used the same fabric that was on the settees, chairs, because I had some spare, so that's all been retrimmed. So I've just got to refit that, because originally it was this very ugly stuff. So yeah, progress is being made. MOT, excellent. So now road legal. Handbrake, which was one of the problems that I thought I was going to have issues with, was just seized underneath, so sprayed a load of brake oil on it and absolutely fine now. it's not moving anywhere. Yeah, so next steps for the van is to decorate this wall here. I'm just going to put a bit of trim just to join those two bits of ply there. If you recall, this whole wall had shower board all on it, and it wasn't really particularly suitable. It was also really thick and just sort of held on nastily, and there was also cables all behind the shower board, which is just wired up there now. And yeah, so these cables here were just literally loose behind the shower board that was on this wall, and the problem being it was causing none of the electrics in this front end to work because they weren't connected, because it needs to be on a like a loop circuit like you'd have in the home. So they're now wired up. I've got, oh, it's not switched on. Put the leisure on and let there be light. So now I've got light there. This one wasn't working because it was connected on the same ring. Now it works. I've also put a light up there which I've just got to stick on at the moment. That one's fine. And then under here I also wired up another one, and I've put a USB thing up under here as well. So I've got USB charger ports and that is just connected through into there. I've just got to tidy it up a bit. But yeah, progress is happening. Getting there. 2 weeks until our first festival. So yeah, next steps is to just get everything tidied up, get the rest of this decorated. I've got the kitchen unit which I refinished to go in and be fixed to the wall here. I've got to get some mesh, something we're leaving these. That would have been where the original three-way fridge was, but obviously that wasn't in here. So I've cut them out just so there's some sort of ventilation for there, but I'm going to put some mesh over as well, just neaten it up, but you won't see them. They'll be behind the cupboard that I'm fitting in. This wall here just needs to be painted. Yeah, I have a mystery switch here which I've had to rewire up because again wasn't connected. That was in here. It doesn't do anything. I can't figure out what it does. But yeah, getting there slowly and steadily. We've also cleaned out the toilet. That was interesting and disgusting. But yeah, so I thought I'd give you a quick update on the on Herb. And it's all going well. So yeah, I will be hopefully doing some more videos soon. I haven't done a shed update for a while. I've been working on this, and as you can tell I haven't been well, and yeah, but things are progressing in the workshop. I've been making loads of stock for the festivals and stuff like that. So yeah, so I just thought I would do a quick update on thingy. Oh, and I'll just quickly show you. It's all clean. Nice and clean, nice and clean, nice and clean. Yeah, still got the awning to fit, which I'm not desperate about at the moment. But yeah, there you go. Update for Herb the Motorhome. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.